Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings, and this is the next video in the series. We are working on creating a POS management system. This is, I think, fifth video, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. In the last video, I've created a form which was used. Basically, the intention is to manage the customer information. We can have the entire CRUD operation using this form. So we are going to continue with the user interface. We'll look at creating another form today, and basically the same mechanism I'll be demonstrating. So I'll be showing how to use record sets to create a record and then update the record as well. So if you're interested, please stick around, watch till the end, and hopefully you'll get to learn a thing or two from this video. Before I start demonstrating, I would like to say if you are my regular if you are my subscriber and regular visitor, thank you very much. And if you are new to my channel, welcome to Looplearnings. And if you end up liking whatever you will watch, hopefully you will like it, and please do smash the like button and share it with others if required, or if possible, or if applicable. Now let's begin and create another form today. So I'm going to copy this form, I'm going to paste it right here, and of course we have to provide the name of the form. So today what we are going to do is we are going to look at, okay, customer form is created, user form is created, category is created. Now we are going to look at the product form. All right, so we'll say product. Now this is a problem with this setup, that I can't see the name products F. Okay, so let's give the name. Right click, design view, and we're going to delete everything, and we'll go to the save button. We'll click on dot dot dot, and we're going to get rid of this code as well, because rather than using the same code, I would like to write a code, and I would like to demonstrate to you. Okay. Now the product form is going to be similar concept. Okay, let's make it a little bigger. And the reason I say that, if we'll go to the products table, it has some little bit extra fields. So you can see a product name, description, category ID, cost, RSP, ATP, and status. So first we are going to link this form with this table to fetch the information, products. We go to form design, add existing fields, and we're going to drag and drop one by one. All right. Category, cost, RSP, ATP, status. We're going to select all. We go to home and make a black color, and let's change the font as well, Calibri. Now we're going to make them stack, so we can do a little bit of formatting, and then we'll move to VB editor for the code. I'm going to increase the width a little bit. I'm going to make it bold, and product will have description, category. So instead of category ID, I would keep category, cost, what is the cost, and sale price. So instead of RSP, we'll say sales price, maybe, if it is required. And instead of ATP, I will say available. All right. Okay. So that's pretty much it. But we definitely will expand the width, or increase the width of the text boxes. Definitely. All right. So we'll decrease the width of the labels. And here we go. Okay. Now I think we can increase the height. That should not be a problem. Let's say to 1. No, that's too much. 2.7. Okay. And we're going to change the top margin from 0 to, let's say, 0.06. Yeah, kind of. It's fine. Okay, looks okay, fine. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this category into a combo box, so we can link this to the categories table. All right. So right click, change combo box, and again, we will increase the height of it. So right now it has reduced to 589. We'll bring it back to 0.7. And then we'll go to data tab. We'll change we will add the row source. We'll click on dot dot dot. And because this is linked to the categories table, we are going to fetch the category table and double click on the records and simply add the category name. All right. Awesome. Now what we are going to do next is we are going to change the property of this combo box. Why? If I'll go to the form view, right now you will see a ID being displayed, which is not really user friendly. Let's go back to design view, and we select the combo box. We go to the property format tab, and in here column count we'll change it to 2, and the first column we're going to hide, we'll make it 0 and then 1. Okay. All right. So now if I will go back to form view, now we should see the name instead of the ID. Okay, as I said, this is going to be a unbound form. So let's make it unbound. So we'll go to data tab, get rid of the record source, and not only that, we will remove the control source of each control. And there you go. So then we can actually write a VBA code. Now you might some of you might be thinking this is unnecessary. This is not required. Well, yeah, it is true. You can have a bound form created, and that's it. With bound form, there are many things. For example, if you are going to use this application very frequently, for example, multiple users, and if there is a lot of data stored in the products table, which is true in reality, then if you will open this form, it will load in the background, not in the front, uh, the user interface, but in the background it kind of see how many records, and then it will load, and a whole lot of things will happen which will slow down the performance. uh, Eventually it slows the performance down. This is the whole uh, reason I choose unbound form, because with unbound form it is not linked to the table or query, and therefore opening form is fairly quick as compared to the bound form. This is my observation, and based on that I'm telling. I might be wrong, but that's what I've noticed. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. And now I've made the form unbound completely. How do I tell? Well, I can see right here. It's written unbound. Now we can actually go ahead and write a VBA code. Now, before I go to the VBA editor, write code, I would like to see a couple of things. Now, you can have this product ID as a text field or a number field because you want to provide your own product ID by yourself. Let's say, I can give an example. Let's say you have a grocery shop or a shop that sells some sort of goods. The product manufacturers will have the number of each product. So maybe you want to use the same number of the product in your database as well. So you don't have to keep two separate product IDs or product numbers to simplify that process. So in that case, you can remove the. So what I'm saying is, let's go to design view. Rather than me talking, let me show you. So right now you can see auto number. But as I said, if you, and this is true by the way, in most of the cases in real life application, the product number or product ID is generally remain as a text or a number field, so we can provide our own product ID or product number based on the supplier's product number. So that is pretty much possible. We can do it here as well, but I thought I'll make it simplified solution. So I'll keep a product ID as a auto field, auto number created field. So that's the reason I kept it auto. Sorry for a long explanation of why, because I know some people will come in the comments and say, hey, this should be not auto number, this should be text or number field. And I totally agree with you. Okay. Now, after that, one more thing I want to check. So we have cost, we have RSP, and we have ETP. Okay. So now we have this information. Let's go back to the form. We'll go to the save button, form design, property sheet, event tab, dot, dot, dot. And here we are. Okay. So I'm going to check a couple of things before we run a code to save the records. What I'm going to check, I'm going to check the product name. That's the least category, and cost, sale price. This is the least amount of information. Well, it's basically all the fields are kind of mandatory, except description field or available field. These fields we can avoid checking, but others we should be checking because that's the least amount of data you can provide to a database with regards to the products. I know in reality this will be a huge table, right? If you are actually creating the application for a entity, for a organization, or even a shop, this will be a huge table, but we are simplifying it. Okay, right, let's go. So first we'll say if nz, and we'll check me dot product equals double quote, then to cmd dot beep, and we'll throw a message box. We'll say, please provide the name of the product. All right. And we'll say VP critical, and we'll say it is information type of message box. And we'll set the focus as well. So we'll say me.product.set focus. And we go to copy all, and we'll say else if, okay. And now instead of product, I'll say category. All right, so we'll say me dot category ID. So if that's the information simply provide the category of the product. Okay, so that's done. And now instead of product, we'll say me dot category ID. All right, and we'll copy that. We'll paste it, and we'll say cost, sale price. Yeah, so we'll say cost, and please provide the cost of the product. And so we'll do this. All right, let's copy this. So we'll paste it, and we'll say RSP and set focus, and we'll say RSP, not TSP, RSP of the product, else and if. So basically what we have done with these line of code, with these blocks of code, what we've done is we checked each of these fields. If they are empty, throw an error, otherwise continue. Now, if you have been watching my videos, you know I use record sets to create records, and so therefore we are going to do the same. So dim rs as a record set, and we will set the rs equal current db dot open record set parenthesis open parenthesis close double quote, and we'll give a name of the table from where we are, in which table we are going to make the update or create a record. So that's products t. Okay, products t. All right, since we are done with that, we'll scroll down till the end and we'll say rs dot add new, and then we'll say rs dot update. And in between this add new and update, we are going to add a code which will take the information from the form and transfer it to the table. But before I do that, I'll say rs.close set rs equal nothing. This is very, very important. So you don't want to keep the record set open by mistake even. So we'll say rs exclamation mark, and what's the name of the field? Product. So I'm going to copy simply this, and we'll say me dot product. There you go. Now, instead of me typing each field one by one, I'm going to copy and paste a couple of times. And we'll say the next one is description. Yeah, although we did not put it as a mandatory field, but if the description is provided, we will take that information and we will transfer it to table. Cost. All right, me dot cost, RSP, ATP. All right, and the status. So we'll say RS. And first of all, we'll say me dot status equal new or active, right? Rather than new, we'll say active. What kind of A is that? All right. And then we'll say, we'll copy this, and status, me dot status. Okay. So once that is done, we will now go ahead and fetch the created records ID number and populate onto the product ID field. And how do we do that? Well, it's quite easy. We'll use dmax function. So we'll say me dot product ID equal dmax, all right? And we'll say what exactly we are looking for. Well, we are looking for product ID. From where we are looking for, what's the domain name? And the domain name is products t. Okay, that's basically the name of the table. All right. While I was checking this, I've realized something, and that is I have to type in here db open dinoset. Okay, that's very important. All right, so that's done. Now we can throw a message box to the user, and we'll say, hey, do cmd.beep message box. And we'll say the product, and we can be a little bit fancier here. We can give a name of the product, and we'll say product have been oh come on, created successfully. All right, that's done. And we'll say vb information comma information. There you go. All right, a code to create a record is completed. Let's do a compile. No error. Sounds good. Now we will test it. We'll definitely test it. But before we do that, let's go ahead and write code behind update button. That's also very important. So we'll click on dot dot dot, and here we are. For update, we don't need to write a whole lot of this equation or a whole lot of these fields to check whether these are empty or filled in. What we need to do, however, is at least we need to check one field, and that's product ID. It should not be empty. If it is, we will throw a message box error. Otherwise, we will continue, because to update a record, product ID or any ID primary key is mandatory. So that's why we need to check that. All right. So we'll say first thing first, we need to check if And z, oh come on, me dot product id equal double quote then to cmd dot beep message box, please provide the product information to make the necessary updates. All right, something like that. Comma, and we'll say it's very critical, comma, and the header of the message box is information. If that's false, then we can go ahead and update the record, right? Then should not be any problem. But to update the record, again, we are going to use the variable or record set, dim rs update as a record set rs update equal, oh, not that, current db dot open record set parenthesis close, and we'll give the name of the table. So you know what? I'm going to save a little bit of time. I'm going to copy this, bring it down right here. Okay. And once that is done, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and write a few more lines of code. And first we will check whether the record which is being presented on the form exists in the products table or not. Well, obviously, it would exist. That's how we fetch the information and populate it on the product form, right? You must be saying that. And that is 100% true. But sometimes, if the product ID is missing for some reason, then we will not update any record. So this is why we will check it. So we'll say rs update. Oh, come on. Rs update dot find first. Double quote, and we'll say product ID equal and ampersand me dot product ID. So what we're telling basically with this line of code, we're telling Microsoft Access, hey, whatever the ID here, go in the database and try to find the same ID in the table right here. And if you don't find it, throw an error saying, hey, we can't do this. But as I said, this is impossible because the ID does exist, and that's why we have fetched the information, right? So, but at least we will, with this line of code, actually, we are not trying to find we are trying to find a record because we can point out to that record. So if I have 100 lines here, this line will help to bring the cursor to that particular record which we are aiming to update. So that's what this line does. Okay. After this, we will say, for example, if rs update dot no match equal false, then meaning if, for example, there is a record, that's what it means. If no match equals false, please don't get confused by false. This is actually correct. This is how it is. All right. And else do nothing. Oh, come on. I'll explain what it is. And we will close it. Okay. So I'll tell you what is happening here. So with this line of code, we are pointing to the record in the database. And here with this, we are saying if you found the record, that's where if rs update dot found record is true, if I make it clear, and then go ahead and update the record. Otherwise, do nothing. All right. And this is where we will write the code. Now, again, what we need to do is we need to rs update dot edit because we are updating the record, and we'll say rs update dot update. All right. So edit and update. Between these two, we are going to copy the same code. We're going to paste right here. But we need to be a little careful if you're doing copy and paste. And that we are going to change rs to rs update. That's very, very important. Please don't forget to do it. Otherwise, you are going to get error. All right. That's pretty much it. After this, we'll say right here, rs update dot close and set rs update equal nothing. So there you go. And after this, we can throw a message box. We can say message box, the product has been updated successfully. Okay. And we'll say VB information, and the header of the message would be information as well. Okay, I think we are done, but we'll see. We'll check if it is working or not. So let's go ahead and check it. And before I do that, one more thing is left. We'll select both. We'll go to data tab. We'll say enabled no, locked yes. And we'll change the background color. Enabled no, locked yes. Okay, there you go. Now I'll go to the form view. Okay, now let's create a record. So let's create a record because we have one type of category. So we'll think about food, what we can create. So in food item, we can say um, fresh fruits, just randomly fresh fruits. And we can write a description. These fresh fruit provide you energy, something like that. I'm just typing it randomly. Category, obviously we'll have more categories in the future, but right now with the food, let's test it. What if we will try to create a record now? Let's click on save, and it says, hey, you did not provide me the cost, so I'm not going to do it. So let's say cost is um, 10 $10, uh, 10 euros, 10 Australian dollars, 10 rupees. From wherever you're watching, please add your currency along with it. And sale price is, let's say, no, the cost should be $6. Sale price would be $10, let's say. And available right now, we have one quantity, let's say. All right, so let's save it. The product fresh fruits have been created successfully. And if we'll go to the design view and we'll go back to the table and we will refresh all, there you go. All right, so $6 cost, $10 RSP. What if we want to change it? Okay, the prices are changed, so cost have gone down to $5, and therefore the price is gone down. Does that happen? All right, we'll click on update, and there you go. The change immediately reflects in the database table as well. One more thing is left, and that is this. We'll go to back design view, and the caption will say manage. Oops, manage. Come on, manage products. All right. Now, as I said, this is just a very, very simplified version. In reality, if I'm making this for the actual business, I'm going to add UOM, unit of measurement. Is it kg? Is it quantity? Is it, what is it? So that can be added as well. This is just an example. Okay. So even with this example, I've given you the best practices that you can follow to create a form which will be very useful and handy, not only for the users, but for organization to whom you're going to give this application to. So hopefully you have learned thing or two from this video. If you like whatever you've seen, smash the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. Hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.